Well, I was sitting in my psychology class, and we heard this loud pop.
And I talked to one of the cops. We had a shooting at the school, and I went, oh my God.
You could hear shots fired. I don't know if it was close, but it sounded close.
And at first we thought it was something that dropped in the hallway, because a lot of things drop in the hallway and are really loud. Then after that we heard two pops in quick succession, and it was like that wasn't someone dropping something, and we all got up and hid in the corner.
Sarah, are you still there?
She's in the chemistry room, and she texted us and saying that she's okay. She just told me that they're all really scared and that they're locked in their classrooms.
Yeah, we're going to get to that point. They're having checkpoints so they can keep accountability of all the kids to make sure that they know who gets released.
And he said, oh, they told us we're going on the bus very soon. So I just saw the bus and I went, oh yes, thank God he's fine.
As long as we got it out of there safely, that's all that mattered to me and for everyone else.
You know that funny feeling?
Later on, I realized he probably was sleeping back here.
When you think you're being watched?
Where it looks like a little forest or a little den.
Rosemary Floyd and her daughter saw a black bear this morning, hiding in their backyard.
Does it feel less dangerous because he's not in there?
And normally, when you think someone's watching...
You know what? I see that.
You're probably right.
You guys, that's the bear.
This little black bear, probably only a year and a half old, has given wildlife officers the slip for the better part of a week now.
Hi, yes, is this the non-emergency line I'm supposed to call if I know where the bear is? Okay, well, he's in a tree in my backyard right now as we speak.
Who knows how long he's been up there just watching. But now there are plenty of more eyes watching back and trying to figure out what to do now.
I'm just gonna play on Facebook a little while there's a bear in my backyard.
For most of the evening, the Floyds, wildlife officers, and pretty much the whole neighborhood waited and watched.
That's his back, I think.
Will he stay in the tree long enough for a tranquilizer dart to show up?
There he is. There he is. Oh.
So you know that funny feeling when you think you're being watched?
Look at his tongue is hanging out. Oh my God, he is so cute.
Now the watching is going the other way. This guy is headed back to the mountains, where hopefully he won't be watching anyone anymore.
We're happy that he's gonna go find a new home, huh?
Art is art.
If beauty is in the eye of the beholder,
One person sees something,
then what
another person sees something else,
makes that beholder
a third person will see something else.
beholden to anyone?
Anyone can create something.
In other words, does beauty even need standards?
The sign says pick a subject, get a poem. Pretty much anything you can think of, I've written about. Squirrels come up a lot.
Standards. Consider that
Public art.
as we consider public art.
Commercial banners clutching coat strings. Create space in a world crazy for money.
Not everyone is as cynical as Abigail Mott,
It's god-awful.
but trust us,
The first time I saw it, it scared me.
there's still plenty of criticism to go around.
It is a demon horse.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
DIA's $2 million demon horse of the apocalypse is just one of the city's 330 pieces of public art.
It's a conversation starter. People talk about it.
It just so happens to also be one of the city's most controversial. Not that it's without its fans.
I like the horse.
Beauty being in the eye of the beholder and all.
It's a hill of beans. I like it.
It looks like kidney beans.
Ever since 1988, the city of Denver
I really don't like it.
has ordered any public construction project valued at $1 million or more
That amounts to a hill of beans.
to dedicate 1% of its budget to public art.
Livens up your city a little, doesn't it?
One $10 million project gets $100,000 for art. It's all created more than $100,000.
What do I like about art?
Art critics.
What do I like about art?
What do I like about art?
What do I like about... Sorry, my cell phone's ringing here.
What do I like about art?
Michael Chavez.
What I like about art is that it shows the creative potential of individuals.
Is the city's public art program manager. An arbiter of beauty, if you will.
When you think of any great city, on the short list of things you think of that make them great is what they offer for arts and culture.
Don't get it? Don't worry.
Children do this all the time. I think when we get to be adults, we forget to ask the simple questions like, why would somebody do that? Why is it red? Why is it that size? A failure of any artwork would be if it was forgotten or just walked past and nobody noticed it.
Ignorance is not bliss in the eye or the ear of the artist.
Well, I heard a dog bark and I actually thought that there was a dog down in the gutter.
Near 15th and Curtis, audio art comes from these graves.
And as a dog lover, I was ready to get the local policeman to come and have a look and let's rip this thing open and save it.
Yes, even standards might be in the eye of the beholder.
What do I like about art?
What do I like about art?
What do I like about art?
I wish my ex-girlfriend was here. She was an artist.
But next time you behold this, or even this, consider this. Often what the eye sees, the mouth reveals.
But again, we're talking about it.
That just might be the real beauty of art. Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.
A man, a hero, a Marine.
The space of a fallen soldier.
In the burning desert of Afghanistan.
These are just words.
Jerry Evans.
Just an assignment.
Javier Junior Sanchez.
Just essays.
I didn't know how to start or how to introduce myself. My legs can barely hold me up from how nervous I was.
I type in the name David Sanka. A picture of a solemn-faced Marine in full uniform stares back at me.
Very first sentence. What does it do for you?
In Rachel Blue Ankney's first-level English class at the Community College of Aurora.
Okay, what connects with you?
She told her students to find the family of a fallen soldier and tell their story.
My professor had told us about this assignment, and I thought she was crazy.
I didn't want to do it, honestly.
All right, it's democracy, that wins. Okay.
But Ankney wanted to push her students to find out more about the men and women who died for our country.
And I wanted them to have an opportunity to actually take their writing and make it bigger than just a class assignment.
The first thing I noticed was a big chest in the middle of the living room, filled with pictures.
I found that David Sanka did in fact have a very fulfilling and active life apart from his job.
Danny cherished family the most.
He wed his high school sweetheart, Tori Nicole Sanka, in 2009.
Tori Sanka.
You know, it helps me kind of grieve in the fact that I can remember him and share who he was.
She appreciates that people want to know about the man she loves.
They're more than just Marines or soldiers. They're people and students and dog lovers.
Corporal David Sanka was a multi-purpose canine handler. He and his dog Flex were killed 6 months ago in Afghanistan.
It's important that he's always remembered, not just by me and my family and his family, but others too.
Or have you ever met a person that was entirely forgiving, loyal, comedic, gentle?
I learned about a man I never met, and a man I never thought I would meet.
They wrote about strangers.
Volunteer firefighter before joining the Army as an infantryman.
He wrote about a friend.
He was a man I looked up to.
Sergeant Jerry Evans Jr. was the team leader for Phil Dizon.
When I got out, I kind of tried to forget everything.
When he wrote this paper.
He was a phenomenal person, dedicated father, great friend, and amazing soldier.
It kind of helped.
It's really important to me to tell this story because when I came back from Afghanistan, people didn't know we were even still over there.
People.
Maybe I should go back and look at the paper more closely.
In this class.
Funny how I wrote this for you. Now it seems in a weird way that I have actually written it for myself.
I, for one, take so much stuff for granted, and I don't stop to think about other people, much less the people who are overseas fighting for us.
I have a whole new perspective for soldiers out there.
And it's a learning process, whether it's the actual writing itself or the stepping out of their comfort zone.
But all Josh wanted to do was win the game. He was a son, a brother, a friend, and a husband.
These aren't just stories about soldiers.
There's still people there, and I definitely think it's easy for them to be forgotten.
They are stories about the students, too.
He was 1 year older than me, and he lost his life.
And I'm really glad everyone in my class did it.
I mean, that's why we go to college. We go to college to grow up.
Joshua was a goofball, athletic and sweet. He was a great man who will be forever remembered.
Because when all is said and done, I cannot imagine that there is, nor will there ever be another human being like David Sanka.
With photojournalist,
or as Evans used to say, it's all good, who?
Nelson Garcia, 9 News.
By its very definition, There is a stigma attached to the word foreign.
There's too many people that drive by these communities and don't even know what they are.
Yet in this one square block of East Denver,
To the front, to the back, to the seesaw side, to the front.
camaraderie is the byproduct of what outsiders might consider strange and unfamiliar.
And where did they live? Do you remember?
10 ethnic groups call the Grace Apartments home. Here, when the melting pot simmers, you smell it.
A lot of times it's curry, sometimes you can smell coconut milk in the air. One of our biggest concerns is that the kids are in the alley and in the parking lots.
90% of the children here are children of refugees.
It's wonderful that they enjoy playing outside, but of course it's not safe.
It's why early last year, the Trust for Public Land offered this land as a way to literally get children off of the streets and alleys.
It is not safe to play outside on the street.
Just as nearby Westerly Creek continued to flow, so in turn did progress on the park.
It has been a long time, but I am very grateful for having this park right now.
Gracias very much.
When it, in the community garden, finally opened, a once forgotten square block of land quickly became a home away from the cruel home of yesterday.
Hey, where you going, man?
On any given weekend,
Get back here.
the appropriately named New Freedom Park welcomes a crowd as diverse as any World Cup match.
He's from Senegal, he's from Nepal, he's from Sudan. Where are you from? Burundi. He's from Burundi, I'm from Nepal, and he's from Mexico.
Did the Burmese soldiers give you problems
Yeah,
in your village?
yeah,
They do.
they do.
Frank Anello works with people who are not far removed from refugee camps.
I was one of the unaware people. I was living right down the street from them and drove by this intersection time and time again and didn't know anything about it.
He says the park symbolizes something that can't be confined to one square block.
Instead of isolating the different groups, it brings everybody together. Kids don't care about where they're from, they just want to play together. There's no racism here. Everybody loves each other, you know.
Yet, sometimes even life in a foreign land carries with it all too familiar risk.
On behalf of the city, our deepest condolences.
Earlier this year,
someone knows what happened here.
A refugee from Burma lost her 2 boys less than a block away from New Freedom.
So I challenged the person that was driving the car that night to have the courage to come forward.
A hit and run.
And a moment of silence for their mother. Keep her in our prayers that she recovers.
The driver remains unknown.
Go away, come again another day. Daddy want to play. Rain, go away.
Not that it will keep a Burmese father like Kai Chit from coming back.
Here, I'm free.
This park is far removed from a refugee camp in Thailand.
And where did you meet this lady?
This lady, I met her Rangoon.
In Rangoon. And your life changed forever.
Yeah.
So you're giving your daughter a lot different life than what you had.
Happy birthday to you.
The stigma we far too often attach to the word foreign ignores the simple fact that in the end, no matter the home from whence we came, we all share something universal. Fathers like Kai will always carry a soft spot in their heart for their daughters.
Score. Nice play.
And children will always look for a nearby place to play.
It is fantastic. It is. Mark. Put him on pressure.
In a land of new freedom.
Score!
That is hardly a foreign concept.
New freedom for every group that lives in this area. People who thought they'd never see freedom ever again.
With photojournalist.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.